Hey everybody, G-Bear out here. Yep, been playing around and I made myself a swamp cooler. It's a miniature one, but boy is it feeling good. I'm sitting out here, as you can see, it's 97 degrees, humidity is low, it's 3:20 in the afternoon. And what I did was I took that fan, that little 12-volt fan, it's 7 watts, and this is something that was given to me by some very good friends a while back, and I've always had it in the motorhome, but I brought it with me this time just to, in case it really got hot at night, I could cool down inside. But what I did was I took a terry towel, wrapped it around it, clipped it in place with a couple alligator clips, and then up right here on top there's a metal cover I found from a canning jar out in the desert, and I brought it back and said I might be able to use that for something. Guess what? I used it for something. There's an old water bottle, and what I did was I took some of the water out of the cooler. Didn't want to just throw it on the ground, so as you can see, it's not very clean. It's got to my my corn on the cob and my string beans, and it got a little green in the water. I don't think it's unhealthy. It's just not a very appealing to look at, but for cooling it works great. So what's happening is this fan has inlet openings on the sides and on the top. The one on top I'm not worried about. That's covered with the can. Now what I did with the can cover was I drilled 3 little tiny holes. There's one on each side and one in the back. I'm not going to reach around back to show you that one. But they're little 1/16 inch holes. And then I put a paper towel in there, and the paper towel is saturated right now. And in the bottom of the bottle, I took my my little razor knife, and I'll tell you, you can't beat having one of these with you at all times. These things are great, and you can get a pack of 100 blades for practically nothing, so you never have to sharpen your knife. You get 2 uses out of each blade. You use this end, and then you pull it out and flip it over. Put it back in again, you got the other side of the blade. So you use half a blade at a time. But this thing comes in handy all the time. So what I did was I poked a couple of tiny holes in the plastic bottle around the bottom, just enough so that every now and then you'll see an air bubble go up. So it's just very slowly leaching into that paper towel. And then when it does, it's going to fill up the bottom of that cover to a point where the cover can't handle it anymore. And then it runs out down the cloth, and the cloth right now is damp. I did pre-moisten it, and I also put a little water in the bottom. Now when I do that, you can't feel it, but I can. But when I'm putting it in front of that cool air in front of this fan, it's feeling really good. Okay, so here's my touch-free thermometer, and we will squeeze it off here and see what we get. Now, it's going to take a few seconds for it to graduate and get the proper temperature. .5. 71.5 to 72 is what I'm drawing out of this thing right now. Now that's not bad. Oh, I got 71.5 right there. 72 or 72.5. Anyway, that's not bad considering I'm dropping it 23 degrees from the outside ambient temperature with this little rig. That's not bad. Look at that, the cloth on the outside is actually only 52, 53 degrees. So that's really cool. It probably could use a little bit more water. I just set this on here. It probably hasn't had time to leach any of the water down into the cloth. But I think once it gets going, the temperature is going to drop on that. I did have it a little bit earlier by just pouring water on the cloth. A little at a time. I had it down to kicking out 62 to 63 degrees of air, nice cool air blowing on me. And I'll tell you, it feels like an air conditioner. It's nice and cool. This is a mini unit. I'm going to build a bigger unit, probably in a 5-gallon square plastic bottle. I'll cut 3 of the sides open, and I'll get some of the wood filters that you use in a swamp cooler and put those on the side. And I'm going to put a little solar water pump in there to pump water up from the bottom of the unit, so I don't have to sit a bottle on top of it like I'm doing here. This is not the most efficient method, but it's sure working out here right now. Anyway, I wanted to show you that and get back to where I was. Oh, by the way, my fans are still running, and let's take a reading on this fan and see what we get here. Hey, look at that. The air coming out of this fan is hotter than the ambient air. Isn't that something? 98, 97 and a half. And there's my thermometer showing it's 94 degrees out. So again, this is actually increasing the temperature 4 degrees. It feels cool because the air is blowing, but it's really not any cooler. And a lot of people don't realize that fans actually make the air warmer. It's just the moving air that makes it feel cooler. Anyway, that's it for now. I had an empty beer can here because I was going to cut this open and make the siphon unit on the top out of aluminum, but I decided to do it with a plastic bottle instead. That way I could see when the water runs out. All right. Talk to you later.